Hey, what's going on, everybody? I got one thing I want to get off my chest, but first, before I get into that, I'm going to say that I think I'm going to keep all my wrestling content, or majority of my wrestling content, here on YouTube, and then my TikTok's mostly going to be football and then some wrestling mixed in because I got a lot to do with the wrestling business at shows and stuff. So, one thing I want to get into on here was we all seen the match from AEW with Kenny Omega and Hino del Vaquero. I think that's how you say it. A fucking amazing match. Obviously, those two guys, can go. But one of the things that's really weird to me is that, people are saying, and Meltzer was one of the ones saying that, Kenny went into this match thinking on his mind was he's going to make a superstar, make a star. And, a lot of people are like, oh man, that guy, he's a superstar now. Just different things about him. But for me, I'm like, how do you not know who the fucking guy is in the first place? I mean, this is an issue with a lot of American audience is that you only watch, stuff that is, your local TV, whether it's AEW or WWE or whatever, and that's all you watch and that's all you know. There's a whole fucking wrestling world out there with some amazing ass athletes. And for you to say he's trying to make a star, the fucking dude is like he's on AAA, which is the biggest company in Mexico and one of the biggest ones in the world. The dude's had some fucking great matches. If you want to watch a great match, watch him and Phoenix from Triple Mania. Was fucking awesome. But the guy's a legit star. Like we've seen him on the indie scenes work. Like he worked Nick Wayne and he worked at PWG for Battle of Los Angeles. He worked a three-way with Black Taurus and Bandito, and holy fucking shit, are you kidding me? That should be up for match of the year for the fucking world. That match was fucking awesome. So, the fact that you're saying you're going to make a star, the dude's already a star. He's bigger now in America, but majority of the world knows who he is already, but don't act like you did the dude favors. The dude's freaking phenomenal. When he works indies, you can't record his matches and air it on your program because AAA won't let you because they protect him. But a lot of it, especially with lucha wrestling, a lot of Americans and the American audience don't get it because they try to watch a whole show of lucha, and if you don't speak Spanish and you're not accustomed to that style, it's hard to sit through the early bit of the card. I get that. And the same thing with some Japanese wrestling, the ones that the commentators don't speak English. It's hard to watch a whole show sometimes if you're not, not familiar with that style or the language. It's hard to watch it. For me, what I tell people, and one of the things I do, is I just pick, Google on the internet, top 10 wrestlers in Mexico, top 10 wrestlers in Japan, top 10 wrestlers, whatever. And pick a guy and watch one of his matches. So you don't have to sit through the whole show. You pick the top guy, or then you go down the list and watch one guy's match. And if you like him, cool, find another one to watch. If you don't like it, then move on to the next guy. But you really need to get, educated on the wrestling world itself, because there's some phenomenal talent out there, man, that people just don't know about because they're from other countries. And, here, of course, we want to watch AEW and WWE, but when these guys come over, people are just so like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever. But I'm like, he's had way better work home, where he was at before. Like he's had way better matches, and he's this huge star. It's just we're getting exposed to him finally. A lot of guys who watch indie wrestling and watch the world stage wrestling and all the big companies know what I'm talking about when they see some of these guys. And same thing with the British style wrestling. And they're familiar with those guys when they come in, and that's cool. But those guys, you got to understand that they have this audience worldwide that we're not exposed to. So you have to go and research them and find out who they are. And it's like I said, it'll make you appreciate the wrestling world a lot more. This is why I'm so critical on AEW and what they do, and majority of the WWE stuff. AEW has a lot of fucking mix of talent, which is great. They lack storyline a lot of times. But there's a lot of great talent that they use, and they're exposing the world to a lot of great talent, but then they just get rid of them because there's no storyline with them. So they come in and out. So that's one of the things I have there, because they have by far some of the best talent in the world. There's no direction with some of the people they bring in, because they just one off them. It's like they want to have a dream match show and then get rid of the guy. Dragon Lee was another one who we've seen for years wrestle, and then he got exposed to America or the mainstream, and people are like, oh my God, he's phenomenal. Like, yeah, we've known that for a long time. So I'm just saying, just try to educate yourself on that, and it's a big world, man, and you'll appreciate it, and you'll like a lot of the stuff you see. And it's the same thing for indie guys on the indie scene. A lot of the main stage aren't exposed to them, and it's a shame. I went to an SPW show when Bobby Fish was there, and there was like 6 or 7 brand new fans that have never been to an SPW show, and this is their 23rd anniversary or something like that, but they've never been to an SPW show. They came to see Bobby Fish, and they're all straight AEW guys, but I'm just thinking, like, they've never came out of that bubble, and they loved the show. There was, same thing when West Coast came down and Nick Wayne wrestled Titus. There was a plethora of AEW fans that had never been to a show in Sacramento. I'm like, we've had wrestling in Sacramento. Hell, now there's like 3 extra companies, but wrestling's been going on here for over 20 years. They've just never been exposed to it. And, a lot of times they're not looking, and a lot of times people aren't promoting right. But it's just, and after that show, they loved it as well, and it's just a cool thing to watch a lot of guys that you think, oh, they're just smaller stage, and then you watch them, you're sitting there going, holy shit, this guy should be signed. And you just appreciate what these guys do a lot more. You become more of a fan. So that's all I'm saying. Watch these guys' backgrounds and research more, man. There's some really, really talented guys out there, and you're missing out if you only watch one product. Watch it all. Watch it all. Like I said, Google the best guys in the world. PWI has like a top 10 of indies, top 10 of IWTV, top 10 of Europe and America and everything, or MLW and everything. So check that out. Just find a name you don't know and watch them, see what you think, and comment down below if you find somebody great, and then maybe I'll give them a watch as well. Always looking to watch good wrestling. Anyways, man, I will talk to y'all later. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I am gonna do a couple of videos on some talent I think that on the indie scene that nobody's got the radar on yet, but I think they're gonna blow up in the next few years. And I'll leave my kids out of it because I think they're gonna blow up anyways. But anyways, man, I'll talk to y'all later.